Hi, thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to tell you how to make cold brew coffee to save time and money. First, I'll tell you how to do it. Then I'll explain to you why and how it saves you time and money. The way that you do it is the night before you're going to drink coffee, you use one of these. So it could be any brand of one of these. And you measure the amount of coffee that you would normally put in one of these. And there's other ways to do it, but this is how I do it. You would put the amount of coffee in here that you would normally put if you were brewing coffee, if you were brewing a single cup or more. And then you fill this up with however much water you prefer. I like to use about 16 ounces, 1/6. And you fill this with water. You put however much grounds in here you like, depending on how strong you like your coffee. You pour that in there. You put the cap on this. You shake it a few times and come back and check on it in maybe 15, 20 minutes or whatever, just as you have time. And if you see grounds floating on the top or whatever, give it another shake. Eventually, the grounds will settle down to the bottom. If you don't have time to shake it, that's okay. You can just set them on top and go to bed. And the benefit of doing this, well, in the morning, you're going to have coffee. There'll be coffee there in the morning. And in the morning, you'll take this and you'll use this and you pour the grounds in the morning will be at the bottom of whatever your container you use. You can use any container. It doesn't even have to have a lid on it. You can just mix it a little bit. But this is what I prefer. That way if it gets knocked over, it's not spilled. So you pour the water in over the grounds into another container, and that will filter out any of the grounds that haven't settled on the bottom here. And then it'll catch some grounds in here as well. And then you drink your coffee. Just clean this guy out, do that. If you prefer warm coffee in the morning, maybe while you're brushing your teeth or something like that, you can get a cup warmer of some kind and put that in your bathroom so that it can be warming while you're doing other stuff. That's pretty much it. I prefer this method over any other method. It makes the coffee taste smoother. It saves time because when you wake up in the morning, your coffee is ready to go. I mean, you could literally pour grounds into something, leave it, even if you don't have one of these, right? And these are low cost and affordable. But even if you don't have one of these, you can just leave the grounds on the bottom of this. Don't shake it up in the morning. Just let it, be careful with it. Pick it up and drink the top off. All the grounds have sunk at that time. You're drinking coffee, right? Pretty much all you need is grounds, coffee grounds, a container, and some water. This is called cold brew. It saves you time because it's ready to go in the morning. As soon as you wake up, when you wake up. I know they have coffee machines that have timers on them. If you wake up at the exact same time every day, that might be perfect for you. But if your electrical coffee maker is electric and it creates heat with electricity, and most of them do, that's a very inefficient way to create heat. And it also costs you money. But maybe you like that smell in the morning. I understand that. This is my preferred method. To me, it also tastes better. The coffee that you'll get using this method is a lot smoother tasting. It's not, it doesn't have as sharp of a taste. So if you're not a coffee person, or if you prefer, like I do, a light roast coffee. Now, if you prefer dark roast coffee and you like your coffee really strong tasting, you may or may not like this. I don't know. I prefer light roast coffee, so that way it's already light tasting. And if you do cold brew on a light tasting coffee, it'll taste even smoother. And when I drink coffee from anywhere else, it tastes horrible to me. It's like the worst tasting coffee ever. I'll still drink it because I'm desperate, right? It's a gas station, just pound it, keep driving. But this is my preferred method of making coffee. And once you get in the habit of doing this, you'll remember to do it. If you ever forget to do it, you can still make coffee in the morning the next day, if you wake up and your bottle's empty and you haven't made coffee, you can just do it the traditional way of heating up some water in a pot or a pan and make your coffee that way. And once the grounds are settled, you know your coffee's done. But this is absolutely my preferred way to do it. And also, if you need coffee the same day, maybe you're driving down the road and you need a way of making coffee while you're going down the road and you don't want to stop at a gas station or drink their coffee, whatever. All you need is some grounds and some water. When you drink your coffee in the morning that you've made, and this will hold 32 ounces. You could get an even bigger bottle if you wanted to, or multiple bottles. If you drink your coffee in the morning and you say, well, I might want to have some coffee later, then go ahead and make some more after you drink your coffee in the morning, and it'll be brewing while you're driving. And then when those grounds have settled, you know your coffee's done. And then, bang, now you can have another cup of coffee at lunch. So this is how I've been making my coffee for years. I love it. It works really well for me. It saves money. These are very low cost. Any brand works. It also serves as a measuring cup. And if you want to make coffee in the morning, and if you want to drink your coffee in the morning and immediately use the same container to make it in the morning, I encourage you to buy 2 of these. One of these for measuring your coffee, and then the other one for pouring your coffee through it, because it'll be wet. So if you have a wet one, then you don't want to measure your coffee in that. And you could rotate them or have a backup, whatever you prefer. Most of the time, if you're traveling, you'll probably already have some type of water bottle with you, so you can use that to make coffee overnight. This is extremely lightweight. It's very low cost. You can get them anywhere. This stuff is made out of metal, so it's very long lasting. And if it ever starts to get a little bit plugged up, just use some dish soap on there and get that grease off, the oil from the coffee beans. Get that off and it'll pour more freely. Again, I like to pour it at an angle. But this is very low cost, very lightweight. If you're flying and you want to put this in your bathroom bag, your toiletry bag, this is your coffee maker. It weighs ounces. It weighs almost nothing. And I've even been, when I'm traveling and I was using this for something else, you can make coffee, cold brew coffee if you want to, just in any cup. It doesn't even have to be covered. Anything that will hold water, okay? Anything that will hold water, you can make coffee in it. You don't even have to shake it up. You just put the brews on, the grounds on top into any type of container, and the grounds will float initially. Let them soak, give a little stir every now and then, every 30 minutes or something like that. Then the grounds will settle. Once they settled, the brewing process is going a little bit better. But if you're in a hurry, you're going to bed, you can just put the grounds on top of the water, and then in the morning, give them a stir, and they will drop down because they're fully soaked. But this has been great for me. As far as, does it have the same amount of caffeine? I don't know. But I don't have a caffeine tester, but it's worked great for me. I've been using it for years. There's absolutely caffeine in the coffee. And if you need to add more caffeine to your coffee, brew it stronger, okay? My method that I use right now is I only fill this halfway for 16 ounces, right? You could put 5 of these if you need your coffee wham bam crazy, right? Into one of these and use even more water. You can even make coffee for lots of people. You can get a 1-gallon jug and make a whole gallon of coffee. Just put the number of cups, in here that you want to put in there. Turn it over a couple times, and requires no electricity. And if you're traveling, this takes up very little space and very little weight. But again, I do this regardless of whether I'm traveling or not. If you want to brew it a little bit faster, you can leave this out in the sun if you're in a warm environment. So I hope your day's going well. This is a good way to save time, save money. The coffee tastes better, in my opinion. And if your coffee needs to be warm, you can still warm it up in the morning, but at least you have the option of drinking it right away if you're in a hurry, because you don't have to wait for the coffee to be ready. And you don't have to wait for the coffee to cool down either. You could literally roll out of bed, pour your coffee, drink it, brush your teeth, and get your day started. So Hope your day is going well. Thanks for joining me. If you think this video is helpful, feel free to hit that thumbs up button. If you like this type of content and other content, feel free to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.